Good day everyone, welcome back to Fighters Trading Channel, back again with another daily market analysis. It is Friday, the 11th of April 2025, and let's see what the markets have in store for us today. So, starting on the 4-hour time frame with NAS 100, let's see what we can see. Just getting rid of this line right now. So NAS 100 on the 4-hour time frame currently not giving us too much to work with in terms of indicators, but what we can observe from this higher time frame perspective is that the trend is still predominantly bearish from the bearish resistance trend line that is still intact. Price came up, hit this break and retest level to the downside. Price seems to be moving a bit lower, but we still have this double bottom formation followed by this huge momentum candle from the announcement of the pause of tariffs coming out of the US on Wednesday. This has kicked in some bulls into the market, but from a structural perspective, we are still bearish. That being said, we have price trading upon the 50 SMA at the moment, and we are above 50 on the RSI, currently within that sweet spot of 55.45. So from a 4-hour perspective, we're not getting much in terms of medium-term trend movement. We are still seeing that we can move to the upside. We could potentially test the spot again and that bearish resistance trend line, so trading cautiously there. Coming into the 1-hour time frame, we can see a little bit more bullish structure in the market. So indecision on the 4-hour, bullish on the 1-hour. How does that work? Well, we can see price comfortably trading above the 50 SMA after that huge bullish move. Price does seem to be pushing higher at this break and retest level. That's your second bullish confluence. We have price trading above 50 on the RSI, or it's in that sweet spot on the RSI. So we have 3 bullish confluences there. Price currently hitting that break and retest level and pushing higher. So I'm looking for long positions all the way to that resistance level, the peak of that higher high at 19,228. So I'm looking to go long to that position and get out before the reversal takes place. Like I mentioned, we have to wait and see whether this trend line actually holds, and I do not want to be on the wrong side of the trade once market reacts to said level. Going on to US 30, we can observe that similar to the NAS 100, we had that huge bullish candle because of the pause of tariffs on Wednesday. Price is currently trading upon the 50 SMA at the moment, and we're above 50 on the RSI. So a lot of indecision right now because structurally we are still bearish. Structure seems to be holding. We have that break and retest zone. So those are 2 bearish confluences. Break and retest zone that pushed up, tapped, and came down. So we have 2 bearish confluences and we have 2 indecision confluences. So I would say that we're in a bit of like bearish consolidation at the moment, figuring out where the next step is. That being said, if we go on to the 1-hour time frame, we have bullish confluences where price is trading above 50 on the RSI. It's currently pivoting on that sweet spot. We have the break and retest zone, which has been tapped 3 times, and price seems to be pushing higher. And I will be looking for longs all the way to 40,950. I would like to get out, excuse me, before price reverses, because we have that break and retest zone to be concerned about, not to mention the bearish resistance trend line on the higher time frame. So for now, I am looking for longs to that position and getting out before market reacts to that particular price. So I'll be putting a take profit in over there. Still looking for long-term shorts to the downside, but I am cognizant of the double bottom pattern that has formed on a major daily support level, as we mentioned yesterday. This is a daily support level at 37,300. So this is a very strong signal that the bulls could continue, but right now structurally the bears are still holding the advantage, and we will have to wait and see what happens. Moving on to the dollar is very, very bullish at the moment. So did not expect this type of move to take place where we've broken into all-time highs. I unfortunately didn't get into any shorts there, but let's observe and see what we can see. So price is now trading comfortably above the 50 SMA. We are far beyond the 50 SMA. We are in the overextended region on the bullish end of the RSI, and we have bullish structure holding very, very strong at the moment. So very bullish on the 4-hour. We far removed from any retracement or indication zones. As we can see on the 4-hour, is very much an impulse play. Going to the 30-minute, we can see that the 50 SMA has definitely created a great trend over there. We are a bit far removed from the 50 SMA at the moment. We are in the overextended territory of the RSI, and we have internal bullish structure here. We have higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, and we are making a new high at the moment. So just dropping down into the 30-minute time frame. The reason why is we're a lot closer to the SMAs, and what this means is now we can find that retracement zone within the 50 RSI. So we can see we're tapping this level multiple times, and every time we tap it, we're actually finding entry opportunities right after, because these are retracements, retracement, and then push higher. So if we're using the 30-minute time frame, we divide that by 4, and then we're looking for our entry on the 5-minute. It's not an exact science, but the 5-minute is our next best time frame to look for entries. And what we can observe is that every time we go lower on that time frame after the RSI hits, taking out the indicators so we don't get confusion, we wait for the best bullish opportunity. And as we can see here, there's the first one on Wednesday the 9th, and we can see that these just absolutely obliterate take profits. Back again here, we're waiting for that opportunity. Boom, we have a bullish engulfing, and that obliterates. And then we have another one here on the 10th of April at 4 o'clock, and that just obliterates. Beautiful. Then again today, we want to go for that 1:3, but again, we are trading in unknown territory at the moment. These are all-time highs, and we do run a high chance of reversal based on the overextended ranges on the 1 hour. So at the moment, I'm just in for this trade. Let's see what it does, but it looks like we're turning around. So I've already moved my stop loss to break even. We probably get a break even off that trade, which is okay. Yeah, once I hit 1:1, 1:2, I like to move my trades to break even. So we'll observe what happens and then duly inform during the weekly market analysis on Sunday. For now, markets are hitting all-time highs. We could expect a deep reversal before we keep moving bullish, and I'll be looking to trade that reversal to the downside. And we'll inform you of those levels on the weekly market analysis. Let's go into EURUSD. EURUSD also had some pretty intensive moves coming into the 4-hour. Firstly, we can see that the 4-hour trend is now fully formed. We have that curvature to the upside, followed by that huge momentum spike coming out of the markets yesterday. We have broken above the resistance level at 1.109, and we are continuing to move higher. We are in the overextended region of the RSI, and we are far removed from the 50 SMA with bullish structure. So all confluences on the higher time frame point towards bullish structure. So going on down into the 1 hour, we can observe we are still far removed from the 50 SMA. We hit that overextended region multiple times in the RSI, and we're currently making a retracement to the downside. Interested to see if that retracement will hit our sweet spot between 45 and 55 for a decent retracement to the upside, but we also have to be cognizant of how far away the trend is from the 50 SMA. If we were to go into the 30 SMA, I think we'll find some opportunities, and we did here. Markets were closer to the 50 SMA on this chart. As we can see, we pivoted into that. We came into the zone of 45.55. We pivoted. We put our line just here, and then since this is the 30-minute time frame, we just go into the 5-minute time frame. So observing the entries, and then here we had 1, 2, 3 white soldiers, and we basically, if we just need to close this out, we basically just take a long position for 1:4, 1:5 right there, and hopefully closing out at that peak. But we did not get that entry as I was not on the charts at 10 to 9 this morning. But that's okay. What we can observe now is potential retracements. If we were to look on the 30-minute, we are getting back into that zone. Whereas the 50 SMA, it looks very close. So we could have a potential for an opportunity here at this break and retest zone. So keep your eyes open. We could have a potential entry happening very, very shortly. We are overextended on the higher time frame, so just be cognizant of that fact. We could get deeper retracements. But as the market stands right now, this is the best time frame to trade from a trend trading perspective, seeing how we are getting a lot closer to that 50 SMA. EURUSD is still very choppy at the moment. We're breaking above, breaking below, breaking above the 50 SMA, and we are in that sweet spot of the 45-55, but we have no trend to trade with. So this is very much just a consolidator phase. Not a lot of momentum to trade with here, and not a lot of directional buys where we can get valid trade opportunities based on candlestick signals at the moment. So for that reason, I am still staying out of this market for the time being. Going on to USDJPY, so this market definitely trending. We can see we are far removed from the 50 SMA to the downside. RSI is all the way down to that 30 level. Currently look like we're having a retracement move, but we are trading short positions right here with the bears firmly in control. We have bearish structure, higher low, lower low, higher, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we are continuing to trade with the bears. In fact, I would say we have a nice little trend line at play here, but we're just waiting for that third touch on the trend line. Let's see what we can see if we just draw this in here. Let me just get rid of this for a second, make this red, and we can also observe potential break and retest zone here. So price could come all the way back and test there. Let's go on to the 1 hour, see what we can see. So on the 1 hour, we're still very choppy with that 50 SMA. Price is trading comfortably below it, but the trend is still being determined. So very interesting that we far removed from the 50 SMA on the 4 hour, but on the 1 hour, we're very choppy. There is a bit of a trend coming into play, and I would take a shorting opportunity if price comes back within the 45-55 RSI sweet spot and hits the break and retest zone at 144.57. If we get into or anywhere close to that zone and within the sweet spot, I will definitely be looking for entries on the 15-minute time frame. I think I was just testing something out there. Oh, but if we go on to the 30-minute actually does have some valid entries for us. So as we can see, the curvature of price was trading below the 50 SMA. We can see the trend close to the 50 SMA right here, especially this particular one. And we had that rounding on the RSI, which is perfect in any type of RSI zone, not just the sweet spot, but we had that within the sweet spot, which just validates it even further. If we were to put a trade in there, which was at what time? Last night at 9 o'clock, come into our 5-minute time frame. Let's see what we can see. Let's get rid of these indicators and just use the gray levels. So at about 20 to 9, we had a bearish entry. We could have ridden that all the way down for 1:4. And then back here, we have this, quarter to 9. Damn. I actually don't even know if I would have taken that. I would have taken this entry right there. That had more bullish powers to it, more bullish stamina. And we would have just had to hold that out at 9 o'clock. Okay. So, yeah, definitely bearish on this trend. Definitely looking for those bearish moves. We'll wait to see what the retracement does. We are currently hitting the sweet spot. We are going to be hitting the sweet spot on the RSI very soon, but I'm also very cognizant of the RSI divergence that we do have at play. So just need to be very cautious in the manner in which I trade this particular pair with that divergence. I would like to actually see the 1 hour SMA be tested and then hit this break and retest zone. But of course, the markets will do what the markets will do. So we just casually observe, maybe take a lower position here. If it works, great. If not, we wait for that 1 hour test of the 50 SMA and then the sweet spot of the 55-45 zone of the RSI, and then take an entry on the 15-minute at that zone. So waiting and seeing there. So that's pretty much the analysis of our main pairs. Maybe we just want to take a look at the other ones while we have some time. So Bitcoin, 4-hour chart, we're trading above the 50 SMA at the moment. However, the bearish resistance trend line is still intact. Structure seems to be holding. We do have a double bottom formation here, which is a bullish signal, and we are trading above 55 on the RSI. So we have excuse me, let me start the count again. 1 bullish confluence, 2 bullish confluence, 3 bullish confluences, followed by this break and retest zone, which has been undone. So that's, I would like to say, a 4th bullish confluence, and we have 1 bearish confluence. So very much bearish, I would like to say, there from a higher time frame perspective. On the 1 hour time frame, we can see we're trading above the 50 SMA. We are very high on the RSI, and we have bullish structure with high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, higher, high, higher, high. So bullish on the 1 hour, could potentially be seeing highs, but that bearish resistance trend line has stood the test of time for a very, very long time. But with that daily support trend line that we currently have, we haven't tapped into it, but we're very close to it. I could potentially see a push down towards that level, testing within this particular zone here with the support level and then the bullish support level, bullish support trend line, coming there, testing, and then pushing higher. So I still think we have some downside in that market. On CHF-JPY 4 hour, we are definitely bullish. As you can observe, price is comfortably trading way above the 50 SMA. So we're not going to get any valid entries on our RSI there. But if we come into the 1 hour, we could potentially see some structure, as we can right now. Price comfortably trading above the 50 SMA. We actually had some consolidation there, but price did spike back out. We are in that sweet spot. We are very much in that sweet spot, and we could potentially be seeing a pivot very soon. So bullish structure all the way through, higher lows, higher highs, and we're currently in that impulse move. We're currently in that retracement move after a major impulse. Let's see what we can see. 30-minute invalidated because we're upon the 50 SMA at the moment. So I'm just going to wait and see what we can see there. I'm not going to really trade that. Let's take a look at the indices. So indices, as I predicted, we had that bullish spike, and then we had a massive drop in the market. So dollar value has dropped. Price is trading very far below the 50 SMA, and we are in the overextended region of the RSI. So I would expect to see some sort of retracement here, push higher before the markets drop further, but we are very much bullish with the dollar, bearish with the dollar index, and we're going to keep falling. And I would expect that these indices are moving higher. Yeah, you can see here. Very strong bullish moves by the Euro index and by the yen index. So yeah, that is our analysis for today. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any notes or if you want me to analyze any other pairs, please let me know, and I'll definitely get to that. Also note that we have some red folder news today. Let me just show you that. So the red folder news we have is core PPI at 2:30. Be cognizant of that. We also have prelim, OUM consumer sentiment, and inflation expectations at 4 p.m. So it's a very fundamentally driven day. So remember to trade the back end of that news. See if you can get some great opportunities. I definitely think we'll get some momentum into the market once that hits. Anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic day further. I hope you make some great profits in trading. Also remember to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.